Hi, my name's Judy Jameson and I'm a Community Support Officer within Northumbria Police. As a Community Support Officer, primarily I'm out on the streets, high visual patrols, engaging the community, finding out what their issues are and helping them with all sorts of things from parking issues, antisocial behaviour, working with other multi-agency partnerships like councils, schools, social services, anything that I'm required to do really. Whilst at school, there was one particular teacher that did inspire me, and that was Miss Rowland. She was my history teacher, and I just couldn't wait to get to history lessons. She was fun, she made it interesting. When it was at the end of the lesson, I just like, oh no, I really enjoyed that. And because of that, it reflected in my marks, and I got an A for history, and I've had a passion for history ever since. So believe it or not, Miss Rowland's still at the school that I was in, and she's now teaching my children who are as inspired as I was. I did my GCSEs and it was very successful and I achieved a lot for basics of education. I then went on to do A-levels in the sixth form, and after about a year I felt I was ready to find a job or maybe go to university or college, something a little bit more, less structured. So I actually quit partway through my A-levels to become an ambulance cadet. I've always wanted to be in the police force, and I got a lovely letter saying when I had applied at 17 I was too young and to go back in a couple of years' time. So my dad was in the ambulance service, and so I decided, oh, I'll jump ship, I'll do a couple of years with the ambulance service and then I'll go back into the police force hopefully. That didn't happen because I thoroughly enjoyed the ambulance service as well. I did a 2-year cadetship with them, which was very interesting. And then, as life takes you, marriage, children, so I finished that to raise a family. And then, after a bit of a break, I went to live in Sydney, Australia, which was a huge, huge move, as you can imagine. And I actually worked for Estee Lauder, and I got lots of rewards from that job as well. Unfortunately, Sydney didn't work out for me. I missed home, missed my family, it was quite isolating. And I came back here still with a passion for joining the police force. And now, of course, my dream of being a police officer is now really in sight. In this particular job, you do get a work-life balance, but you have to be flexible because of crimes that may happen in your area, or you may actually be at an incident that runs on. So yeah, there's got to be a certain amount of flexibility. But you can, if you're well organised, have a good work and home life balance. My parents have been a huge influence on my life. Their work ethic has always been incredible. Work hard and you'll get what you deserve at the end of it. And they're living proof of that. My mum's now retired, as is my dad. My dad had his own business. My mum worked, and when she needed more money to finance things for me and my sisters, she would work at night time, and if she had to, then she'd take us with her. And I thought, wow, looking as a mother myself, how difficult that would have been. It's been very fulfilling. I think for me to be a police officer now, I've gone through all of this. It can only be good for me, all these life experiences and qualifications that I've gained. But the most important thing is that I had a goal, and it took me 23 years to get to my goal. And I wouldn't change anything. It's been a very interesting journey, and I've enjoyed all my jobs and made the most of it. But it's fulfilling at age 40 to get where you really want it to be.